Good week. I mean, a little bit strange yesterday because we were expecting, I think, Manchester City to seal the title. They were pegged back by Chelsea in that game, and we'll hear from Mendy a little bit later on the penalty that Aguero missed. I didn't quite get why he decided to take that penalty that way. We'll have a deeper conversation about that later. But ultimately, what did you think of Chelsea's performance? Because I didn't think Manchester City played that bad at all, actually.
Second half, I thought Chelsea fantastic. You know, I know both teams have played midweek and that, but I don't know what it is about Chelsea's second half. They were to a man. It's like they really fancy it against Man City, as if they're putting down a marker for next season against Manchester City, as if to say, look, next season we'll be hunting you down. I just thought, brilliant. Kante midfield is an absolute joke. You know, but Chelsea, Werner up front, worked his socks off again, ran in behind. That's what Man City don't like. But he keeps doing that, and I just thought, wow, Chelsea are going to be a real strong team come next season.
I thought Benjamin Mendy had a real tough time in the second half with Reece James.
The thing is, Reece James, it's the competition for places, isn't it? Reece James, there was, under Frank Lampard, there were certain players who knew they were going to play, and they were Frank's players.
Yes,
and the other players know that as well. But here, Tuchel's gone in and just gone, actually, no, I'll look at you and I'll decide who's performing. If you're performing to high level, you'll be in. I actually think even we said about Conte, like, we know that he closes down, we know that he's brilliant around. He looks like he's improved on the ball. So, like, the coaching level looks like it's gone up a notch, and it looks like all the players are just completely in sync with what Tuchel wants to do. Winning helps you, but they all know their jobs. With
Kante as well, even more so, because he's not even eating.
No,
it's Ramadan.
He's fasting for Ramadan,
That is incredible. It is incredible. I think he's got 3 lungs.
I did think he was incredible on Wednesday night when he was actually beaten into second place in terms of ground covered by Kai Havertz, and I thought, why is that? And then they said, he's fasting for Ramadan. I thought, well, I understand now. He's only run 13.5k tonight.
Thing as well, I think with Timo Werner, who's taken a lot of stick this year.
Most goal involvements for Chelsea.
Yeah, because people sometimes don't look at the other stuff that he does. Like when he played, we always sat here, Cole, and we've looked at games and gone, no one's looking to get behind. No one's looking to stretch. Everybody wants to come to feet. Even when he was going through bad periods, he was still looking to get in behind. And he'll learn, like, the offside. Sometimes you're going a bit too early, a little bit Roy Keane, basically.
And he did that yesterday a lot.
Yes, but he will... You ask up the other Chelsea players, especially in midfield, if you're Mason Mount, if you're Ziyech, whatever, you've got him up front going, put me in there.
Yeah.
1, they know where it's going to go straight. But 2, they start getting more space in those little pockets because he's stretching, because defence think, do you know what? We better sit off here.
Him and Ziyech actually have got a really good relationship. They get between the two of them very well. They move the ball between them very well. They know where each other is going to be. That started in pre-season last year and it actually continued now. They've both got back to full fitness. It's been pretty
So is that now? Can we finish the Chelsea loving? Is that enough now? Well, you've been rubbing it enough as it is.
I've got to take my hat off to Chelsea. I think that the new manager coming in, I think he's been absolutely brilliant. I'm not sure what he's done, but he's done it. And I genuinely do think, I know Manchester City have been favourites for the Champions League. Looking at their 2 performances against Manchester City, I think Chelsea are the favourites.
Well, they're not the favourites with the bookmakers.
But hey, bookmakers.
Don't you think with Tuchel, right, that he's gone in there, Frank Lampard looked like he always wanted to play 4-3-3 all the time. And then he was putting Conte at the right of the free, wasn't he, in midfield? And everyone's like, no, he's got to play central. So Tuchel's simplified stuff, hasn't he? Gone, no, this is the best system we have with the centre halves that we have and the 4 fullbacks that we have. So that's the way I'm going to go. And it's probably repetition. Do you know what I mean? You used to probably I used to get not bored, but a lot of players used to get bored when we train because 4-4-2, that's your job. You get back, you go there, you slide across. But then when you play, you become sort of robotic. You haven't got to overthink stuff.
It's a slightly different system. They dominate possession, don't they? And that that sort of takes the sting out of the opposition in a way, doesn't it? Because they're able to stop the opportunities that the other team have, that there's less opportunities for the opponents. And they dominated possession against Manchester City yesterday. That doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't, but if you look at the players they have as well, Chelsea's got some real good players. They're comfortable on the ball. And the way they're playing with a hell of a lot of confidence, and rightly so. They're on a fantastic run. So when you look at them and try to compete with Man City, keep the ball in possession, look to create spaces, running behind. Like I said, with Man City, it hurts them. It becomes a little bit easier. Watching Werner running behind, create that space in behind. The midfield can get themselves up and create chances even more.
Also, Mendy, your goalkeeper.
Don't say your goalkeeper.
Chelsea's goalkeeper. All right, yeah.
He's,
so
he's
completely
half
impartial.
decent in, by the way.
I think he
decent.
looks like he's got, as a goalkeeper, he's got stronger. When I think when he first came, he looked like he needed to fill out. But if you look at the save against Benzema, like midweek, so he's pulling off
Great
big saves. Like top team,
Two
your
great
goalkeeper
saves.
always pulls off a great. When you with Peter Schmeichel, like you go and win games, and you look back and you go, big star shape comes up. Oh, he saved us
Right.
in pretty important times.
Right, I've had enough of this. Right, can we get 2 lateral flow tests in here, please? These two have been far too nice to Chelsea.
No, you know, the only
credit.
The only question
Credit where
I
credit's
was going to
due.
ask you is, do you think he'll buy centre forward in the summer?
Yeah, they'll buy centre.
Start.
I think they'll
Abraham's will go.
sell Tammy Abraham,
definitely.
and I think they'll buy a centre forward.
So I think he'll end up playing Vern off the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, me personally, I think that's his strongest position anyway.
Well, it looks like it is, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's where he seems more comfortable, really, to be honest with you. And he's not a natural finisher. I had a terse conversation with Pep Guardiola yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one because it got beat by any chance, was it?
He wasn't happy.
Yeah, the affable, lovely Pep was like, "Oh yeah, I love everybody." Spiky.
He was spoiling for a fight. Now listen, he is an excellent football manager, but when he loses, he's a very agitated man. I asked him, my first question was, what frustrated you most about yesterday's result? And his first response was, no, we play well. Straight away. I was like, I didn't really ask you that, but anyway, you keep talking to me. Then I said to him, look, despite 9 changes, you actually, got into the rhythm of the game quite quickly. That wasn't the case last week. He said to me, interrupted me straight away and went, you're only saying that because we lost. If we had won, then you would say that the performance was good. It was a good performance. We played well. I went, hold on a second. And that's not what I was trying. And he went, no. But ended up a little bit messy. And then he went, I'm talking. And I said, no, I think you've misunderstood my question. And he stopped and he gave me the steeliest glare. Waited for what felt like, I'm going to be honest, about 25 minutes. It was actually only 2.5 seconds, but it felt a very long time. And he went, maybe I did. My English is not that good. And we moved on. Right, okay,
Did you go, thank you very much, Mr. Guardiola, for the interview. Thank you.
No, I didn't get the chance to do that because it was halfway down the touchline by that point.